So we will play football. It will be offense-defense rather than dividing the team into two sides, but still keeping score and very competitive. That's what we have been doing on Friday nights to simulate the 3 games we'll play this Friday night, or on Friday nights this season. So again, I'm not declaring, but that's what we have done, so it might look like that. You know, I think it's just one more chance to compete in a setting where score is kept and everyone has a role and gets to play within the context of contributing to a side of the ball, meaning a team rather than just offense defense. So I like the unity it does when you can put 2 full teams out there. We still have a number of players, up to 14, still out from our bowl game, and that's part of postseason play, part of building a program. If that was not the case, if they were healthy, then this year would have been probably the year we can do it. It'll still be a great day. It'll still be very competitive with outcomes that matter, but eventually I would like to get to that. I feel better and better about our team every practice because of increased depth, and so there are 6 to 7 players emerging that wouldn't have had that chance without some players being hurt, which just made us deeper. And when you play in the ACC and you compete for the Coastal and you do it late in the season, you need numbers, and so there's actually been a hidden benefit from that. Offensive line-wise, there are up to 4 offensive linemen that either aren't here or aren't contributing yet, and so, man, that's been probably the biggest and most noticeable group when you consider Tyler Fannin at center, battling with Vic at center, and you'll end up learning to pronounce his last name as you go. And then Derek Devine at offensive tackle, that's been helpful. We've been able to work Ryan Nelson at guard. Ryan Swoboda's got a ton of work. So the offensive line is probably the group that's benefited most. And then Noah Taylor is emerging on the defensive side, really doing a nice job there. And then Sean Smith at corner is emerging, as well as Devontae Cross. So if I were saying the immediate emergers and who I could just mention have probably benefited the most this spring, it'd be those guys. When you don't have a player like Alameda, which we don't have, and Joe Reed is the closest, and he's been out all spring, then it just simply goes to schematic design innovation to distribute those touches among multiple people. There's a great chance there'll be additional receivers added to our roster through grad transfers. That will most likely be announced here within the next week or 2. And so I'll feel very good about where our receiver core will be after those announcements, in addition to what I've seen this spring. Hasis and Terrell Jana have really done a nice job all spring, and so those 2 have helped their stock this year. Tanner's done a really nice job. One of the holes we had to fill significantly was Evan Butts, and Tanner is someone that maybe is just someone I always count on, so I didn't mention him, but he's really done a nice job to where Tanner becomes the next Evan Butts with just a little bit more range and a little more height. And so I've really been encouraged from the tight end play. We moved Grant Nish there as well, and we really like what he's done. So our tight end position already has more depth than Christian Baumgartner back. All of a sudden, there's 3 tight ends that are doing a pretty nice job. It's our stadium. We love being in there, and that's what really has become clear over the 3 years, is our guys really like to be at Scott Stadium. Now they get to share it with fans and friends and family members. Yeah, that's even better.